Hi, I'm Zeshbin and dear students, today I'm going to voice over the simple English of chapter number 13 from the textbook of grade 10. It's faithfulness. Let's start. First, I will read out the first paragraph for you. Listen to it very carefully. Once Hazrat Umar, sitting in the masjid of the Rasul, was busy in the affairs of the state. Two young men holding a strong and sturdy countryman appeared before him. They complained to Hazrat Umar that the person had murdered their old father. They demanded justice by punishing the murderer for his crime. The Caliph looked at the young man and said, "You have heard the charge leveled against you. What have you to say in your defense?" The villager replied, "Commander of the faithful, I plead guilty to the charge. I was leading my beloved camel when I reached a garden and halted to rest. The camel nipped a few leaves off the hanging branch of a tree. The old man, on seeing this, hurled a stone at the camel with all his might. The stone caught the camel on the side of the head. It reeled and fell down and fell dead. The camel was very dear to me. I could not control my anger, so I took the same stone that had killed my dear camel and hurled it at the old man with all my strength. The stone hit the old man on the head and subsequently killed him. At this, these two young men came to me, and I surrendered myself to them." Now I will do simple English of paragraph number 1. Students, you can see I have underlined certain words. जब आप कोई पैसेज जो गिवन पैसेज है उसको आपने सिंपल इंग्लिश में लिखना होता है, कन्वर्ट करना होता है, तो उसके लिए ज़रूरी है कि आप गिवन पैसेज को बहुत गौर से पढ़ें. उसमें जो आपको डिफ़िकल्ट वर्ड्स नज़र आएँ उनको आप हाईलाइट कर लें और उसके बाद उनके आपने इजी मीनिंग सर्च आउट करने हैं. और जब आप सिंपल इंग्लिश करेंगे तो आपने उन वर्ड्स को जिनको आपने चेंज किया है, जिनको आपने सिंपल किया है, उनको आपने बोल्ड लिखना है. उनको अच्छा, मैं आपको सजेस्ट करूँगी कि उनको आप मार्कर से हाईलाइट करें. उससे ये होगा कि एक तो आपके पेपर की प्रेजेंटेशन अच्छी हो जाएगी और दूसरा एग्जामिनर जो है उसको एक आइडिया, एक मैसेज ये कन्वे होता है कि इस बच्चे ने अच्छी प्रेपरेशन के साथ इस क्वेश्चन को अटेम्प्ट किया. सो नाउ आई विल डू सिंपल इंग्लिश. Once Hazrat Umar, sitting in the masjid of the Rasul, was busy in the matters of the state. Two young men holding a powerful and healthy villager reached before him. They protested in front of Hazrat Umar that the man had killed their old father. They requested for equity by punishing the killer for his unlawful act. The Caliph looked at the young man and said, "You have heard the charge put against you. What do you have to say in your protection?" The villager answered, "Commander of the faithful, I accept my crime. I was leading my beloved camel when I reached a garden and stopped for rest. The camel plucked a few leaves off the hanging branch of a tree. The old man, on looking this, threw a stone at the camel with all his power. The stone hit the camel on the side of the head. It stumbled and fell down and fell dead. The camel was very dear to me. I could not control my anger, so I took the same stone that had killed my dear camel and threw it at the old man with all my power. The stone hit the old man on the head and as a result killed him. At this, these two young men came to me and I submitted myself to them." So students, आपने देखा, I have not changed the tense, I have not changed the structure of the paragraph. Simply what I have done, I have changed the difficult words with the easy ones. जो ये चैप्टर है ये पैसेज की पैराग्राफ की फॉर्म में नहीं है, डायलॉग्स की फॉर्म में है. सो आई विल रीड आउट द नेक्स्ट लाइन्स एंड आफ्टर दैट आई विल डू सिंपल इंग्लिश ऑफ दीज लाइन्स इन द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. Caliph, as you have confessed to your crime, there is no need of witness. You are therefore sentenced to death. Villager, I accept this sentence but request you to delay the execution for 3 days. Caliph, Why do you ask for delay in the execution of the sentence? Villager. My father at his death left some gold for my younger brother, who is too young to be told about the place where I hid it. I have buried the gold in the earth in a field, and no one knows the place. If my brother, on account of my death, does not get his due share, I shall be called to account on the day of judgment for being dishonest. Be kind and grant me 3 days' time. After handing over the gold to trustee, I will return to face death. Caliph. Have you anyone who can stand as surety and who will be willing to suffer death if you fail to return? Villager. Looking at the people present in the court and pointing to Hazrat Abu Zar Ghafari. This gentleman will stand as my surety. Caliph. Addressing Hazrat Abu Zar Ghafari, do you agree to stand as surety? Now I will do simple English of those lines. Caliph. As you have admitted to your crime, there is no need of any eyewitness. Therefore, you are given punishment of death. Villager. I accept this punishment but request you to postpone its implementation for 3 days. Caliph. Why do you ask to linger on the implementation of punishment? Villager. My father at his death left some gold for my younger brother, who is too young to be told about the place where I hid it. I have hidden the gold in the earth in a field, and no one knows the place. If my brother, on account of my death, does not get his due share, I shall be called to account on the day of judgment for being cheater. Be generous and give me 3 days' time. After giving the gold to a trustworthy keeper, I will come back to face death. Caliph. Have you anyone who can stand as guarantee and who will be ready to face death if you fail to return? Villager. Looking at all the people present in the court and pointing to Hazrat Abu Zar Ghafari, this noble man will stand as my guarantee. Caliph. Addressing Hazrat Abu Zar Ghafari, are you ready to stand as surety? Next lines. Hazrat Abu Zar Ghafari, I do. Hazrat Abu Zar Ghafari was a highly respected Sahabi. The Caliph accepted him as the surety. Both the accusers also agreed to it, and the criminal was allowed to leave. The third day dawned. The accusers and the surety were present at the masjid of the Rasul. They were waiting for the criminal. As time passed, Sahaba felt anxious for the fate of Hazrat Abu Zar Ghafari. When only an hour remained, both the accusers came forward and demanded Hazrat Abu Zar Ghafari, their man. Hazrat Abu Zar Ghafari, wait a little more. There is still time. If he does not come, I will give my life in his stead to fulfill justice. Caliph. In case the murderer does not return, the law will have its course. Hearing this, Sahaba became more anxious for the safety of Hazrat Abu Zar Ghafari, and their eyes were filled with tears. Some requested the accusers to accept blood money, but they refused, saying, our demand is life for life. Simple English. Hazrat Abu Zar Ghafari, I do. Hazrat Abu Zar Ghafari was a very respected Sahabi. The Caliph accepted him as a guarantee. Both the claimers also approved it, and the killer was permitted to leave. The third day arrived. The claimer and the surety were present at the masjid of the Rasul. They were waiting for the killer. As time passed, Sahaba got worried for the future of Hazrat Abu Zar Ghafari. When only an hour left, both the claimers came forward and demanded Hazrat Abu Zar Ghafari, their man. Hazrat Abu Zar Ghafari, wait a little more. There is still time. If he does not come, I will give my life in place of him to fulfill justice. Caliph. In case the killer does not come back, the law will have its course. Listening this, the Sahaba became more worried for the security of Hazrat Abu Zar Ghafari, and their eyes were filled with tears. Some requested the claimers to accept blood money, but they declined. You can also use the word refused. But they refused, saying, our request is life for life. When the whole court was in a worried state of mind, the villager reached there, perspiring from head to foot. As he entered, he saluted the caliph and said, Allah be praised for his mercy. I was able to make my uncle trustee of the gold. As you see, I am right in time. Do not delay the execution. All the people present there were astonished at the honesty and faithfulness of the criminal. Hazrat Abu Zar Ghafari, commander of the faith, the man was a total stranger to me. I had never known or seen him before, but when, out of all the bystanders, he selected me as his surety, I could not but agree. If he had not returned, I would have gladly laid down my life for him. Villager, sir, when you agreed to stand as a surety for a stranger, it would be against all rules of manliness and chivalry to endanger your life to save mine. Accusers, of one accord, commander of the faithful, we forgive him, let him live. On hearing these words, the audience present in the court gave cries of joy and applause, and the face of the caliph beamed with pleasure as he said, young man, the blood money will be paid to you from the people's treasury, and Allah will reward you for this goodness on the day of judgment. Accusers, commander of the faithful, we forgive him, as forgiveness is divine, and therefore we respectfully refuse to accept any blood money. Simple English. When the whole court was in a worried state of mind, the villager came there full of sweat from head to foot. As he came in, he saluted the caliph and said, Allah be honored for his mercy. I was able to make my uncle trustee of the gold. As you see, I am right in time. Do not postpone the implementation. All the people present there were surprised at the honesty and loyalty of the killer. Hazrat Abu Zar Ghafari, commander of the faithful, the man was totally unknown to me. I had never known or seen him before, but when out of all the audience he chose me as his guarantee, I could not but agree. If he had not returned, I would happily lay down my life for him. Villager, sir, when you agreed to stand as a surety for an unknown person, it would be against all rules of manliness and bravery to put your life at risk to save mine. Accusers, of one accord, commander of the faithful, we excuse him. Let him live. On listening these words, the people present in the court gave cries of happiness and clapped, and the face of the caliph shined with joy. As he said, young man, the blood money will be given to you from the people's treasury, and Allah will pay you for this nobility on the final day. Accusers, commander of the faithful, we forgive him, as forgiveness is holy, and therefore we respectfully decline to accept any blood money. So, students, you have seen that a simple English is not very tough. आपको बस इसको एक सिस्टमेटिक वे में इसको अटेम्प्ट करना है. जो आपके पास डिफ़िकल्ट वर्ड्स हैं उनको आप पे सिंपल वर्ड्स के साथ रिप्लेस करना है. और जब आप सिंपल इंग्लिश का पैसेज लिखेंगे, जब एक गिवन पैसेज को आपने सिंपल इंग्लिश में कन्वर्ट करना है, तो उससे पहले सेपरेट कॉलम्स की फॉर्म में आपको वर्ड सिनोनिम्स, वर्ड मीनिंग्स जो है इनको लिखने की ज़रूरत कतई नहीं है. डायरेक्टली आपका जो क्वेश्चन पेपर है उस पर आप लेड पेंसिल से, अपने पेन से डिफ़िकल्ट वर्ड्स को अंडरलाइन कर दीजिए, और उसके बाद आपकी जो आंसर शीट होगी तो उस पर आपने सिंपली सिंपल इंग्लिश की हेडिंग देनी है, और आपने जो वर्ड्स हाईलाइट किए हैं उनकी जगह आपने इजी मीनिंग लिख के तो उनको सॉल्व करते जाना है इस पैसेज को. और आई वुड सजेस्ट कि आप जब सिंपल इंग्लिश करें एक पैसेज की, तो जो वर्ड जिनको आपने चेंज किया उनको आप मार्कर से हाईलाइट करें. उससे आपकी प्रेजेंटेशन भी अच्छी हो जाएगी, और जो है एग्जामिनर उस पर बहुत अच्छा इम्पैक्ट आता है कि स्टूडेंट ने बहुत अच्छे से इस क्वेश्चन को प्रिपेयर किया है. सो दिस इज़ माई टिप फॉर अटेम्प्टिंग दिस क्वेश्चन. सो विश यू गुड लक एंड थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग. Thanks for watching. Please like and share and don't forget to subscribe my channel.